Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to this Blades in the Dark Cult of the Circle. Thank you very much for joining us here for an evening of daring do and lovely crimes. My name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your Blade Master for the evening. The city of Doskvol. A city of intrigue and wickedness. A city where the dead walk the streets and ghosts haunt every building. What you're about to see this evening is the tale of some criminals, entrepreneurs here in this terrifying city, and maybe a few little ghosts and ghoulies, maybe even a few gods to keep you entertained this evening. I have been keeping you for far too long, so it is my delight to introduce you to some of our players and our sponsors.
Hello, my name is Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing who uses any pronouns. She is a foreign research student at Doskvol Academy, conducting research into shadows and how they interact with the undead. Also has a weird thing for jam. We'll see if it comes up and becomes plot relevant or not.
Hi, I'm Scarlett. I'll be playing Hag, who is the Whisperer. If you have any issues with ghosts, she's the one to call. And obviously, she lives with two grannies who are amazing and knit everything. Jam! Oh no.
Hello there, my name's Josh, and I will be playing Wraith, the Spider. Wraith has come from a land far, far away and is currently in the process of hunting down a group known as the Faceless. Will he succeed? Will there be jam? We don't know. Let's find out.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection.
Big love to our D20 Club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 Club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
You can find us on social media by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you can't join us live and also want to see any of our previous episodes, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or your favourite podcast provider by searching Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
So, what happened last week is that our three intrepid heroes were given invitations to a manor house. Turns out it is owned by a man, named Skurlock, who seems to be involved in a lot of the occult and mysterious things happening here in the city. They brought various gifts, including a very fine bottle of whiskey, a jam jar full of blood jam, and a very pleasant, well-made scarf made with love, which was being re-gifted. They did some investigations and discovered, through basically annoying an NPC, one of the infamous Dimmer sisters, the ghost hunters of the city, who had interacted with the party previously, while they stole a mysterious mask, which seems to be involved in the resurrection, possibly, of an ancient god. In the process of trying to resolve any conflict, Iris, otherwise codenamed Hag, stuck her hand out to deflect a bullet and did so by taking the bullet straight through the hand. Fortunately, the party was able to sneak down into the catacombs and save all the possible sacrifices, unfortunately, as the party were the intended sacrifices, thus ruining that ritual. Norm, otherwise known as Who, the very normal NPC-looking humanoid, managed to steal the mask and slammed it on their face, at which point the mask started to basically make a deal with them as Norm plummeted into the city, into the catacombs of the city. It is now a week later. And as you can see here, I, unfortunately, due to conflicts, I've only able to get one person. And the one person is the person who has a bit of animosity towards me because I shot her in the hand. I am joined by my dear, my sweetheart, my favourite, Scarlett. How are you doing, Scarlett? How are you feeling?
Oh, sorry.
It hurts so much to wave. Don't ruin it. Don't burn mark you silly. Yes, so welcome to episode 3. This is going to be a one-shot with Hag. Yeah, I always feel weird calling you that, and it's like, look at this thing, the Hag.
Yep. Hi.
Hey, look, you're making friends. So, this is the point in between adventures where you get to do a bit of a downtime activity. In this case, because you're not currently being pursued, you get to do 2 things. So, Scarlett, your options are to acquire an asset, to work towards a long-term project, to do some recovery, to reduce the heat, to do some training, and to indulge your vice. What would you like to do?
To reduce stress, does it have to be just the vice thing, or can it be any of the others?
It is the vice.
Then the vice it is, because I have an awful amount of stressy tooth.
Why? Whatever could have happened?
Well, a few things. Getting bullied by mean twins. I'm just saying. Bullied.
They're not twins.
Sorry.
I mean,
meanies.
You've vaguely hit on something there where there should be another one of for both of them, but
Could be.
well, again, they're sisters, but they seem to be grandmother and granddaughter, or so they say. A lot of weird things happen in the city of Doskvol, but this is the one for thing, folks, where I just start dropping plot hooks. I'm like, was that intended? You're like, I don't know. I'm willing to run with it. Yes. So, you would like to indulge in your vice.
Yes.
So that means that you, as you can see, you have your list of attributes. What would you consider to be your worst between your insight, your prowess, or your resolve?
Well, my insight and my prowess are exactly the same.
So that would be 1 dice, correct?
Yes.
So, that means you get to roll 1 dice.
Whoa. I'm going to roll my skelly bony one.
You roll your skelly bones.
Ah, 6. I can take a photo to show you.
I believe you. So that means you get to remove 6 stress.
Ooh. And I had 4. Yeah.
Oh. But Hag, you know what that means?
Oh, did I overdo it?
You overindulged.
Oh, too much weird.
Too much weird. I like one of the options is lost, where I could just get you lost for a couple of weeks. And then just like, cool.
Wandering around.
This has been a fun episode. Cool. Yes, you've removed your stress.
Yes.
You decide to go to your usual purveyor, that you're going to go and partake in a seance. Correct?
Yes, lovely.
So, the thing is that you have been a little bit of a silly goose, because previously you remember you got a little bit mischievous. You started like making the lights flicker, and the very fancy gentleman who was like, "Oh, a spirit walks among us." You never
Helping.
you never return to the same place. You never should, but you did. And so you try and pull the same nonsense where you're like, a ghost. And the poor man drops down and starts like, it's too much. It's too much. The lights all go off. And distantly, you hear the clanging of the bell.
Oh, God.
Yes, unfortunately, the spirit wardens do have to attend to remove the ghost of this poor, overindulged man. And to the extent that I have decided to cut you off.
Oh, no!
You are going to have to find a new purveyor for your vice. You're going to have to find something. You can't go back to that guy. And actually, for like the little guild of seance runners, your pictogram is up on the wall.
Oh, God! No!
So, yes, rather than making you roll an entanglement or anything, yes, I'm cutting you off. So when you do a vice roll next time, you're going to have to choose something else than attending a seance.
Oh.
Yeah. So that is one of your downtime options. What would you like to do now?
I need to heal.
Yes. By your choices, you managed to get a bullet through the palm of your hand.
Yes.
Your two old ladies, Edna and Edith.
Yes.
Oh, they are very disappointed.
Oh.
What? How in the name of all things did you manage to get a bullet through your hand, my dear?
I was just trying to save one of the others. I got too enthusiastic.
By catching a bullet?
Well, I tried to just knock the gun, the hand, just to make it go off kilter a little. And I just got a little overzealous. That's all.
Again, the hand is not ruined, but there's definitely, a hole.
Yeah.
Through it.
Knitted. Oh.
Well, that's the thing. That both Edith and Edna do their best to try and and they're like, no, I'm afraid this is going to take more. They're going to have to try and find you a doctor. They're going to have to try and find you a good doctor, and ideally, it's someone who's not going to report the fact that you've got a bullet through your hand.
Yeah.
So the options are, I'd like you to I tell you what would, using your attributes, your skills, what would you use to try and find a good doctor?
Okay. I've got a pip in consort.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you want to roll consort where? Well, again, it depends how good this goes, depending on how much healing you're going to get.
What kind of position would you say that is?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
How much do you care about your hand?
Quite a lot. Yeah, quite a bit. There's my hands. Yeah.
I'm sure you're using your hand for honest
things,
honest
obviously.
Christian work. Yeah. What would difficult? I'm just trying to. What are your options again?
Risky, controlled, desperate, or fortune roll.
Ooh. Should we say risky? Because you
Risky.
you're putting yourself out there. You're like, hey.
And effect: standard, limited, great, extreme, or 0.
Should we say great?
Very well.
Roly-poly puddings.
Yeah. Ooh.
Bosh.
Oh! Ooh. I got a 1.
Bloody hell. Now, I'm just going to look at a list of names.
Okay. Rude. Rude giggles.
Rude giggles. There is a very... Ooh. Let's call them cross.
Oh
Because
no.
that's what they are. Cross Savoy. Like the sausage. Because they is a vet.
There's a vet?
Is a vet.
Oh.
I mean, I work with various animals, mostly preparing them before they go to the butchers. But I suppose I use a little bit of pig gut, stitch up your hand. And they're a little short. Like, oh well, Mr. Savoy, they'd be much appreciated. Right, so what'd you get? Like a dog got shot, a chicken, and one of your other old ladies leads you in. That's a woman. As attentive as ever, Mr. Savoy. Right, let's have a look.
Oh, what? Please wash your hands first. Please
What?
wash your hands first.
Why, they're just going to get dirty again.
Oh, God.
In in hindsight, you might want to check where you're getting your meat from.
Oh.
But he rubs his hand down on his tunic. Okay. This is probably going to be the best you're going to get at the moment if you don't want, because he's obviously not going to report. It's that weird sort of mutual thing. You could report him to the Food Standards Agency, and he could report you for getting a bullet in the hand. I tell you what, it's going to be roll me 2d6, and we're going to take the lowest, unfortunately. This is like a level 0 medic.
4?
Mm-hmm.
And a 4.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, he spends a few minutes. Does Hag drink alcohol?
So, yes, she does. Yeah, she does.
What type of alcohol do you normally drink?
The strong stuff that smells like petrol.
Yeah, weirdly enough, you get what is basically the runoff moonshine, but it is powerful, and it kind of puts you out. And when you come back with a 4, I can say that you can do in 2 segments of your healing clock.
Lovely.
Unfortunately, you still are on a level 2 ouchie, which I'm just going to pop on your character sheet. Gunshot. There you go. Yes. So, if you're going to want to get a better doctor, that's going to be your thing of like when you're trying to find an asset.
Yeah.
Although that said, who knows? Maybe in the next episode, somebody will have moved up in the world and managed to get you a doctor. The nanas are not happy. They thought that was going to fix it. It has not. We're ever so sorry, my dear. We thought we're not buying his sausages again. No, we are not.
You tried. I'm not angry. You tried your best. You did good. Thank you. Thank you for getting somebody. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome indeed. So your hand is red, but it's stitched again. It's not gonna, because your sweet little nanas are going to keep that clean.
Yeah.
It's not going to get infected.
Thank
but
you.
That's not. Again, you. I might be ever so bold as to say you've now got your arm in a sling, just to keep you. From, so that does mean you're going to have a minus dice for this, mostly because you've got a useless arm, which is
It's fine.
Which will probably make what is going to happen a bit more difficult. So, it is a week after the expedition you had to Lord Skurlock's mansion, and things are quiet. It doesn't seem that anyone has tried to pursue you. I mean, you're smart. They know where you live. You know, if they wanted to get you, there are various ways they could. You know, it's not for all, like, the use of the term hag and, you know, hiding behind your spectral goggles. You know, you might have to. Also, the fact that from the little bit of information you got from your ghosts, this is not a good person to be on the wrong side of. But no one has woken you up in the middle of the night with a knife above your
That's
head.
nice. Lovely. We like this.
It's all good. So let's start with your. Can you describe what your bedroom's like?
Probably quite messy, if the nanas allow that to be a thing. Messy, but very simple rubbish mattress on the floor with lots of patchwork blankets. It's not swanky at all. It's very, very, very simple and ratty.
Did you want a bed frame? Or are you just happy with...
I'm happy with my mattress. I'm not really bothered.
Yes, it's a lot of patchwork blankets, as you say.
Any comfort that I do acquire, I normally give it to my nanas.
Yes. It's that sort of weird thing of like going, it's messy, but it's your mess. And it is that sort of strange thing that they very much let you have your little hoard, really. Like, but they wash your clothes for you. They done. They rather sweetly, like when you came out after the attack on the mansion, a couple of days later, your clothes were cleaned, the blood was wiped off it, and folded up on top is a fine black scarf that you had, after gifting, taken back to wrap around your hand. And so, I mean, technically, you just stole a gift from Lord Skurlock. He technically never got to see it, probably.
There you go, then he can't miss it, it's fine.
We cut back to Skurlock Mansion. If only I had a delightful scarf to keep me warm here as I study my Eldritch tomes. Oh well. At least I've still got this lovely blood jam. Delicious.
It's fair, he's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Absolutely fine.
I'm not worried.
No, am I?
Are you worried?
No.
Good.
No.
Absolutely. No.
No.
Amazing. So, I would say relatively business as usual. As I said, this is about a week, let's say 2 weeks after the adventure. You've woken up. What is going to be what sort of time do you wake up?
Pretty early. Like, if my nanas aren't up, then I put the kettle on for them. I prep for them. Their comfort is most important, other than making money, getting them to make money. It's getting their tea ready, getting their morning tea ready.
Do they have their own mugs?
Probably chipped, but
Chipped
they do.
mugs.
Yeah.
Are they still colour-coded like the nanas?
Yes.
So that's Edith in cerulean and Edna in the plum mug.
Yep.
So what's your mug?
My mug is just probably white.
Just a plain white mug.
Very plain white, also chipped.
Yes. This is not where... this is a household of mismatched belongings.
Very much so.
None of the knives match, none of the plates. But this is a clean house. Yeah, it's obvious that these ladies who are getting on in age, but they do take a lot of time. And it's the nice thing is, as there are two of them, there's usually one who can man the front desk, or the other can potter. So you're up. You put the kettle on. You put 3 mugs down. You know what the old lady's like. You know, Edith likes sugar. Edna does not.
Yeah.
Because Edna says she's already sweet enough.
Yeah. But she is.
She is. They're both
Fine.
very, very sweet. What are you going to have for breakfast?
Probably not much. I'm not much of a breakfast person. It's but I get things out for them.
What are they having?
Maybe some bacon and eggs.
You're starting the bacon and the eggs.
Mhm.
Cool. They're going to make you eat some bacon and eggs, you know that.
I mean, every morning's the same. I'm not hungry, but you should eat. I'm not hungry though. Blah, I'm fine with my tea.
You're a growing girl. And
No, grown enough.
You start frying, and again, it's that wonderful thing to wake up to the smell of breakfast being prepared for you. They emerge not that long after you. As I said, they're old. They're getting to that point where they don't need a lot of sleep. Edith comes from sort of upstairs like you. Edna comes out of the side room. She's obviously fallen asleep in a chair again. They settle down. Their hair's in the rollers. They've got like the green face masks on.
That's beautiful.
They are very sweet old dears.
I love that.
And they both give you get one kiss on the cheek, one kiss on the cheek. Sit down, settle in. Eggs, bacon, egg, and then they make sure. So you are made to sit and to eat your eggs, your eggy bakey meal. So, my dear, says Edna in her plum dressing gown, what you got planned for the day, hey?
I'd probably trying to research whatever it is we seem to have uncovered in case we get any issues from the Lord Manor. Just in case.
Well, that sounds very exciting. They sort of they're having a good think. Are you going up to the college, perhaps? They might have a collection of interesting documents. Or
That's true. If they let me in this time.
well, quite. I think it's very important to be very stealthy, says Edith. Oh, Edith, says Edna, that, I'm sure if young Iris asked politely and put on her winning smile, they'd be sure to open the case.
Yep. Well, it didn't quite work last time, but, I can threaten them maybe. No, okay.
You've been walked out, and you are in like a hoodie and jeans that says Doskvol University. You got it. So they're like, I'm sorry, miss, if you're not a member of the college, you can't come study here.
Look at my jumper. It's got it there.
Your strategy of dressing like a student hasn't really paid off. In hindsight now, you do know a student at Doskvol College. They are
Norm. Good old Norm.
Good old Norm. Norm, who you haven't heard from in a couple of weeks. You haven't heard from Wraith either.
Sure that's normal. Strange one.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're all. You're a people person, it seems. You know how to read a room and to work out what people. You know what people need to hear rather than what they want to hear. Wraith seems very closed off.
Yes.
Norm. Again, as you try and remember what Norm looks like, there's just a sort of a fuzziness to it. But
I thought I had it.
Again, you focus, and then you're like, No, that's me.
That's Rafe again. That's Rafe
Yeah.
again. No.
Rafe in a
That's
hat.
Oh, no.
And then you flash to Lord Skurlock, who sort of looks up from his books and then sort of just stares at you, and you're like, nope, not.
Not that one. Not that one.
And then actually, something that flashes by your mind is that painting that you saw in Lord Skurlock's house. The painting showing the wrecking of that whaling ship.
Yes.
Huge. And that's the thing that out as you looked into the paint, out into the darkness of the Kraken, a yellow eye which seemed to look back into you. So yes, there is definitely the opportunity here for you to do some research into some things. Also, do you want to just roll me a fortune roll?
Ooh, where is that?
I think that was like when you were getting to choose what that might just be a normal sort of D6. I don't know what you do on your roll together count. Yeah.
Roll. Skelly. And that's a 2.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Not a 1 though. It's not a 1.
It's true. So you're not bankrupt.
No.
But you are not. I'd say the company is not going well. What's the name of your shop, by the way?
Oh, I don't think.
We haven't established that.
No.
The fun about these one shots where we're just like.
Ooh. Oh. Madam. My brain.
That's fine.
Madam Fortuna.
Madam Fortuna.
Madam Fortuna's spirits and wonder. There we go.
Madam Fortuna's spirits and wonder. You've made it rhyme. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, we'd like to point out that neither Edith, Edna, or Iris is named Fortuna.
No.
But it was established that a good name was needed.
Yeah.
So, the business of Madame Fortuna's spirits and wonder. That's how we're pronouncing it. Spirits and wonder has not been going amazingly at the moment. I don't know necessarily what that is. If it is the fact that you are in a odd part of town, I'm just going to have a quick look. Where would you like to be? What sort of part of town would you like it to be?
Definitely not in an upscale part. We're definitely in almost a slum type.
The Char Hollow, which is where most of the workers live.
Yeah.
It's quite noisy, but there's a real sense of like community there.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Amazing. Okay, so Char Hollow. So, Madame Fortuna's Spirits and Wonder in Char Hollow. It could be argued that there are a lot of people in this part of the town who have lost someone.
Yeah.
But, so there's a great demand, but to actually put together your coppers to go to a medium to contact you, I mean, these are not the sort of people who are summoning ghosts to try and resolve a will.
No.
It's difficult. The sort of people you are getting are either like tourists who have decided to think it's very quaint to come in and speak to a ghost.
Yeah.
Or, to be honest, when someone's like, they really need to talk to their husband for the last time because otherwise they're going as well. So, Iris, you're going to have to try and think of something. You're going to either need one big job or some sort of, or you're going to need to think of a way of getting other people in. Maybe you need to think of a different thing to offer rather than just merely summoning ghosts. And to be honest, as we've established, it's a scam in a way. That these dear old ladies do not have the power. It's you hiding. Did they ever try and put you at the front?
No. I like my anonymity, so I hide. And
you hide and
having
try.
a wise old woman at the front brings more people in. They believe it more, or rather than just having a young person say, "Oh, don't worry about it. Yep, there they are."
It's also quite amusing because we said like one of the grannies can do the summoning, while the others at the front. Most people don't notice like the slight changes and also the change in Cardi. So it's the wonderful thing of like seeing the sweet old dear gesturing you through into a room, and then you walk in and that woman is sitting behind a table in front of like a big glass ball going, hello my dears. It's me, Russian grandma.
It's me.
They when they are doing it, they get on this weird Eastern European accent, which is not. Yeah, it's fun. It's all part of the spooky ghosts. Yes, so you're gonna have to. As I said, you're gonna have to think of a way to get a bit more money in. So either to improve the business, or you're gonna have to go do another big job. You could possibly You could try and contact Serpent.
Yeah.
She normally contacts you.
Yeah.
Or you can try and go and investigate at the college. Or you could possibly see if you could get any other contacts, possibly in the more occult, spiritual world, who might be able to give a bit more information. Possibly about the mask. Lord Skurlock.
I like that idea. I like that idea. Trying to make more contacts. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, that seems to make sense. That you can go. So actually, there in Shah Hollow there is the Shah Hollow Market, which I suppose it's most of our UK viewers. We often have a town market, or like. If you're in London, Brixton, that sort of thing, there's a lot of stalls, there's a lot of noise, and it happens to be, it's the Saturday, it's the day that the market will come into this part of town. Yep. So there will definitely be, not only is the fun of having a market, there will be various vendors there who will be trying to sell various items, but also might have connections themselves, how high up they are. I mean, if they're trying to sell, Ghost Bane and charms, possibly not, but they might know people. So yes, I think that's definitely something you could. As you said, would you like to do that today? Is that what you'd like to?
Yes, please.
Amazing. So, you give your grannies a little kiss.
Little kiss. Yep.
And you start heading out into the market. Are you? Because normally we see you in your, let's say, your more combat gear. Again, sort of, which happens to be a lot of scarves and shawls and the goggles.
Yes.
Do you wear anything differently when you are
Absolutely
down?
not. No.
So you're wearing...
Same. A lot of knitted things.
Yes.
Very comfy. Lots of layers. I can almost hide my face in them. I'm just like, hello.
I think that's the thing, that there's a little bit of terror because you are aware that this is not. Again, you've put your after years probably of keeping your head down, and literally, this is it, hiding in the background. You've now put your playing piece on the board. So, Iris, you walk into the Char Hollow Market, and it is loud. There's the beautiful smell of cooked bread. There are scarves. There are people selling animals. Birds. Again, that's the sort of thing that people would be like, "Oh, you've never seen. You've lived in this area." You're like, "Yeah, that's a parrot that someone's tried to like put a skull on to be like, oh no, it's an undead parrot. We'll call out when warn you, ghost."
You've literally glued it on. I can see the glue. No.
The little old lady is just like, "You shut your mouth."
Yeah.
But kind of gives you like a, game recognizes game.
Yeah.
You can't fool her. Amazing. So, what in particular are you looking for?
I'm looking for anyone that sells anything to do with vampires.
Oh, interesting.
I want to learn a little bit more about vampires.
Yes, absolutely. What would you like to roll to look up about vampires?
Would that be a study or a survey?
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
Well, a study is more if I actually have like a book, if I did go to the library, but survey is looking around to see if any sellers have stuff.
Yeah.
On it, right? I'd say survey.
Yeah. By all means, you are standing back, surveying the festival, the market. Although there is a sort of festival feel, it's always Go ahead, Rob.
Is it controlled?
Yeah, I think it's controlled. You're not making too much of a.
Oh, that's a 3.
A 3.
A 3.
3. Okay. I mean, it's not a success, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. The fail.
It is that strange feeling of like when you're like, now what would someone who knows a lot about vampires look like?
Right.
And you're sort of looking around. Yeah, you're looking around, and you're like, okay, like for us, would be like, oh, they'd probably be more sort of gothic, or like sort of. You're living in Doskvol. Everyone here is pale and Victorian and way in, it's not, I'd say by looking, you're not able to see, oh, right, this is definitely vampires. There are various stalls which are selling various charms and, of course, some of them you do recognise that you yourself have a few of these charms, possibly even bought from these stalls. But there's nothing that's sort of like, as you're wandering around, you're like, oh, there's nothing that's sort of shouting out vampire, You could ask.
I will.
Like.
I'll ask the charm seller.
What's the because it's just you, I'm making you do the work. What's the charm seller's? Hey, what's their name?
Steve.
Finally, we've got Steve.
Have a Steve.
Steve charm seller, yes. So Steve is there in his waistcoat, his rolled up sleeves, and going, 2 for 1 on your charms, folks, come get it. Last thing that you want is a ghost wandering into your house and going through your unmentionables. 2 for 1, come on.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve.
2 for, hey, Iris, how are you doing?
Hi, Steve. I have a, yeah, go on.
I was going to say, are you in the market for anything in particular? I've got some wolfsbane if you'd be.
Oh, sounds lovely. No, I'm looking for something special, Steve.
Of course, one of your dear Nana's birthdays, both probably twins. Starts to like rifling through, and it's like, now this one is going to help you from getting the flu.
Lovely, no, Steve. Steve.
Sorry, Iris.
Thank you, Steve.
Very hard to turn it off. Yeah.
No, I know. You're all right, mate. I'm looking. Anything for vampires, Steve? I know vampire stuff.
Oh, Iris.
Yeah?
Have you been reading those books again?
Well,
Those naughty vampire, but that's not good for you. You should be reading good, wholesome literature that would, like stories of pirates, and they're not they're not sexy vampires. You know that, my dear.
I mean, beg to differ, Steve. But that's neither here nor there, Steve.
We flash back to Lord Skurlock, who we have established is hot. Who again is reading his book, but looks up and then kind of gives you a little appreciative nod as you were like,
Oh.
This is not the right way to be treating the terrifying vampire, but he is canonically. He's a Tumblr hot man, as they would call him on the internet. Yeah, he's a little bit dangerous, very dangerous, and
That's
is a
what we
vampire.
like.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, you should be reading those books. But I'm sure we can look at to actually to get rid of vampires.
Anything, Steve. I want to know more. I want to know more, Steve.
All right. Okay. Starts sort of looking, and then it's like, I mean, you know what vampire is, right?
Something to do with spirits.
Yeah. So, roll study, if you're okay for me announce, because I think this is you having read some books.
Is it controlled since
this is the past. This is you reading in your own free time.
Yes.
You're being interested, yeah.
Well, it's a 3 again. Not a fail. Not a fail.
It's not a fail.
No.
Okay. It is a fail though.
No, it's not.
It's not bad. Okay, no, I'll tell you what this is. It's that you have got a lot of scraps of information.
Yeah.
Which is all getting a little bit tangled up because your main focus is ghosts.
Yeah.
Now you know that vampires are spirits. And you know that okay, for free, I'm being you have your friend who possesses people, correct?
Yes.
Who is Nyrix.
Yes.
Who is very
Busy mate.
Very energetic,
mate.
very excitable.
Yeah.
No understanding of personal space.
No, absolutely not.
You know that being his friend is dangerous.
Yes.
That a lot of people in this town would not appreciate being possessed by a ghost.
No.
Even the old ladies are all like, ugh. Because not only is it a weird feeling, I don't know if you've ever... Have you ever actually been possessed by a ghost?
I haven't, no.
No.
No, but I've seen it a lot around me.
You've seen it a lot, and you've had to deal with it because you've been careful. You've kept your wards up. You've been fine. It's been rumored that a vampire is when a spirit stays and takes over the body, a corruption.
Okay.
That leaving it for so a ghost staying in the body for too long. And there's also the description of something which is known as a hollow, which I suppose we would call like a thrall, but is prepared, a body that the spirit is taken out of, wandering around, and then to have the vampire possessed. So it is known that the spirit wardens established deal with the undead. When you heard that chiming bell, that was the summoning of the spirit wardens to get in before the ghost so you get out. The spirit wardens, when they know that there's a vampire, that pushes it up to the top of the list. They are incredibly dangerous. How naive would you say Iris is?
Not very. She's quite calm about horrible things.
Iris knows how the city works, and by that logic, if Lord Skurlock is indeed a vampire, and indeed has been in Doskvol for centuries, there must be other things going on here that he's no... I mean, vampires are so rare, but if that's... Why have the Spirit Wardens not stepped in and dealt with this? So, that's me saying, but the issue is there's a lot of, like, you hear stories. And also, as I said, there are stories about, like, sexy vampires, you know, and about, like, you one night under the covers, having borrowed a book from someone where you're reading a very scandalous tale about two lovers who went to meet in the I'm trying to remember what it's called, the park that I mentioned last time, Mist Shore Park, which it's known it's called the Mist Shore Lovers. That they were from two different families and they couldn't be together, and then he kills himself, but then his ghost possesses his rival, and then so they could be, but they can only be together for one night. And
romance.
Yeah, it's so romance. And then he takes his trousers off, and you're like, this is You came down to breakfast the next morning with a lot of questions and things that you felt you could not ask your nanas. I think
questions.
So many questions. I don't know where you got the answers, but also that book seemed to have disappeared. So you never quite got. You read some. The bits you like underlined, but
what is little notes? What does that mean?
Yeah. Is that even possible?
Oh, that's ew.
It's so I think as we sort of come back in, where Iris's brain has been like skittering around and was like, I certainly hope that's not going to happen to me. You know, you're back to Steve. Yes, basic vampire. All right. And sort of pulls out sort of, again, it seems sort of it's a wood sort of engraved with a rune. I mean, Miss Iris, if you are working against vampires, I would. You know how dangerous they are.
Well, yeah, they sound pretty terrifying, mate. Yeah. That's why I'm looking. You know, I've got to know more. Got to protect my ladies. You know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want more information, I suppose. I mean, there's people we could ask. You could talk to the Spirit Wardens. They'd know.
Yeah, they're not my biggest fan.
No, I can safely tell you above the table, you really don't want to talk to the Spirit
They
Wardens.
don't like me.
No. I realise that we haven't really got into it. So, as we said, the Spirit Wardens, the Bellwether Crematorium is where the Spirit Wardens work. At the top of the tower, there is a large bell that chimes every time that there is a death in the city, at which point they release a crow. The crow flies across the city, lands near the spirit, and thus the Spirit Wardens follow it to be able to go. They are mysterious. Like so many people in the city, they wear masks because it's held up that, you know, they are uncorruptible. It is the most important duty of the city. So it is argued that the Spirit Wardens could be anyone.
Yeah.
Steve could be a Spirit Warden.
Could be.
Your nanas could be a Spirit Warden.
Yeah, well,
you'd be very surprised if they were.
Awfully surprised if they were.
Yes. Yes, and it's their job to remove the body to the crematorium where it is destroyed and turned into ectoplasm. As you have ruined a good number of cards.
Yep, that stuff gets everywhere. It's disgusting.
Yes. So, Steve sort of like, would you like to buy this?
How much you asking for, Steve?
I mean, it's going, but it's not cheap. I mean, it's really.
Yeah. How much?
Yeah. He lists. It's about a coin in game terms. Yeah.
Oh, Steve.
I mean, vampires they're dangerous stuff. I mean, if you're interested in possibly getting rid of I'm trying to think of what else there's. Because I'm looking at the list, they're like spirit well. Like it's like yeah. If you want to get rid of poltergeists, that's much easier. I mean, love. I work in a stall in like the cheap part of town. I mean, I've got suppliers. Would you? I mean, if this is too much, you could go talk to the people who make the charms.
You know,
busy work, but
you know, Steve. I like you, Steve.
good. I like
You're always
you,
good
Steve.
for a chat.
Yeah.
So I'll pay your coin. All right. For you, Steve.
Please take a coin off your list.
Bonk. Yeah.
Beautiful. Lovely. You're now, you, and please add vampire charm to.
Yay! Lovely job, Lee. Haha.
As you, I mean, do you want to buy anything else from Steve?
Nah.
As you walk away from Steve, you sort of like you're having various things like churning over in your head, and there's one bit of information which you kind of overlooked a bit when you're reading, your tomes, because it was claimed that a vampire might be destroyed by the rays of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that wouldn't mean anything to you, as you have never seen the sun, as it was destroyed during the cataclysm. You're living in a dusky, dark world. And so you have a moment of like going, do I have to create the sun?
Where are you supposed to buy a sun? God!
You ask yourself quietly as you walk out of the market, now protected, hopefully. from a vampire. Well, that certainly happened, did it not? Such lovely crimes. Now, if you have enjoyed what we've put out for you here this evening, you'll find us playing Dungeons & Dragons at Roll Together RPG. That's Mondays and Tuesdays, 6 PM UK time, and on Fridays we play other TTRPGs, such as Blades in the Dark. Now, all our shows can be found at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are podcast versions of all our shows available, where all good podcasts are available. Simply search for Roll Together RPG. Now, massive thank you to the D20 Club on Patreon. I can't do the heart symbol, but I do adore every single one of you. Now, there's a link in the chat if you feel like you want to join these fine folks by donating one of your local currency, which, as we have well established in the world of Dungeons & Dragons, is worth one goat. We'll be absolutely delighted to join you. As previously mentioned, they made us a Discord, they made us a wiki. They are top. Thank you very much to our supporters and our sponsors. Don't forget, if you search on social media, we are Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and don't let the blue coats catch you.